Hi, welcome back. Today is one of them days before you get ready to go to Blade Show, which I am, and still can't do a whole lot, but I have been able to manage to make a few knives, just small ones. And right now I'm working on a couple of sheaths, but very limited on what this handle let me do. But other than that, hey, so I got some pricks, and I got to fix a couple of sheaths. There's a little prick in them right there. Yeah, I dip it in the wax that I make, so that and the sewing needles and everything. When I go to doing that, so yeah, it keeps from having to tear the leather all to pieces. I've got a couple of things here I need to do before I go in. I just hand sanded. I got halfway hand sanded with a knife, and my arms just give out. So with that, I have got, like I said, I have got a few. I've got this little gut hook, and this right here is a hole for a spindle to make a bow drill with for starting a fire. There's a brass plug in there. This is a 1/2 inch plug, and I've cut it. I've done several of them. That way I got the brass, and I don't have to worry about looking for them little bead ball bearings and then them not working once you get them fixed in there. But this is brass, so it'll go on. The hole is tapered. This end's supposed to have a sharp-ish end of it, point. So that, just hadn't got sheaths made for them yet. At that one, I got a couple of these, and but this one don't have it. This one's made out of L6 steel. This is 1095. Yeah, it says 10. I don't know if we can get this where you can see it or what. Yeah, it says glare on it. It says 1095. And then this one says LSCS or L6CS. That means it's carbon steel. L6 is carbon steel, but it's a little tough. It's quite a bit tougher than 1095. But this won't show a hub on like 1095 will. So L6 don't. 01 don't. So I got that, and then I got one of these. I just made one of them. It's what I call a pig sticker, because it's real keen on the point right there. It's not a fillet knife. No, this is 5/32 thick. This has got a sycamore handle on it and Corby bolts. So that. This is also 1095 high carbon steel. So yeah. Now I got a little wax on it. Been making the sheaths for it, and I made some little boot knives. I got them put up, but anyway, so I got them done, and then I've got to finish punching holes for the sheaths like this. This is a little horizontal carry, ambidextrous, right or left, for a smaller knife. And so yeah, make it even if you wanted to. If you could get it in there, you probably slide a buck knife in there, like that. You just have to kind of work with it and get it out. But yeah, I got them. So blade is in. Oh God, when is it? I got to go with the 4th and start setting up. So I've got a few knives, like I said, ready. Plus the ones that I've that I've had. Everybody says, boy, I'd like to have one of them, but dang, them's high. And I went today, and I was out. I went over to a buddy of mine's, and I thought, well, since I'm over here, so pretty close to where I got that leather at that I make my sheaths out of, and I thought, well, I'll go over and see if he's got any more of it. Well, I went over and nothing. He was sold out. So, okay, that's fine. And I've still got quite a bit here. I just really don't have any place to really store it. So once I get it used up, then I get some more. But he said he might be getting some more in. I gave him a card and told him to call me if he did. So I'd be good with that. So anyway, so he took me next door to a shop next door. They do leather. They do some leather, like rifle slings, belts, a few knife sheaths. They come along. They're pretty pricey with theirs. I think the guns. I think the rifle sling was like $220, something like that. But his leather is nice, and it was nice. It was padded, everything. It was nice. So, you know, it's all hand stitched. Even though he's got one of them manual leather sewers. It's a weaver. You don't tell me what he paid for that. But anyway, I'd like to have one of cobblers, one that's got a foot pedal, so you can use both hands to control it instead of having to wind it with one hand. And but with that, then like I said, I got to pack all that stuff up, clean it, and do it. I ordered labels so I could label the knives or label the boxes for the knives. And they promised me the 19th. They'd be here the 19th. They're not here yet. And I've called and everything. The people that I used when I called to ask about it, they wanted to know way more than I thought was necessary to find my order and where it was at. So I just told them it sounded like a scam to me and hung up on them. So, but I paid through PayPal, so I contacted PayPal and I said, listen, I ain't got my thing. I said I paid quite a bit extra to get them here by this date, and they not here. And it says once it hits America, I didn't know these overseas, but anyway, they were evidently. And once it hit America, it said it cleared customs and everything, but they were supposed to give it to FedEx. And FedEx has never heard of them. So, anyway, so PayPal, I'm getting my money back. So, but I'm out of label. I don't have any labels now. And it's too late to get anybody else to print some up because they won't get them to me in time. So, I'll just have to do it in crayon, I guess. It would be, you know, I done it over, you know, I give them a month leeway on it when I ordered them. So that's the day, you know, I wanted them. I ordered them like 30 days in advance of the delivery date that I picked. They won't know when I picked them. So anyway, regardless of that. So yeah, I've got that. Like I said, with this and the update on it, it's been 2 years, or will be in October. So, okay, and he was not supposed to bother this. Okay, that's it, and that's it. I can go straight, and I can go down just a little bit. And it hurts, it swells. So I went to this doctor retired, got out of it. I don't know. I'm not a doctor and don't play one on YouTube either. Don't claim to. So anyway, when we done this, and he spent more than an hour over the time that he allotted to do this. And then he told me it'd be 6 weeks. An operator on it said it'd be open for a few days, make sure it wasn't infected, put a cast on it, 6 weeks, be out of the cast, physical therapy, back at it. He said you'd lose this. And I said, I ain't too worried about that. I don't hammer sideways like that. I don't do anything that runs a joystick, so it don't matter. And if it did, you can move your arm. But I don't. I do this. It's off a hard hammer, and that's the reason I have not been posting any videos. I am so frustrated with myself that I get aggravated at myself, put it like this. And there's a lot of hollering, kicking, crying, throwing, and everything else. But that's the reason I ain't filmed any of it. So I don't need to expose you to my frustrations. All I can do is tell you about them. I'm not going to show you the frustrations. And I am definitely not left-handed. Definitely not left-handed when it comes to hammering anymore. Younger days, when I was doing heat and air, making ductwork, popping it all together, yeah, I could do either hand. Not as good left-handed, but I still could do. Once you get tired and the job's still got to go, you got to do whatever it takes, and you swap arms to let the other one rest. So, and my poor anvil has caught it. Me trying, I've chipped a couple of spots on the corners and everything by over hits and everything else. So, and just flat misses and throwing hammers just by swinging, and it just come out of your hand. That's the reason I went and had this surgery done on this, because that's what was happening. I was throwing hammers all over the shop, and every time I might get 1 out of 3 hits that I could hold it in my hand, but other than that, I just couldn't hold it, and it was gone. And I used the one from the hammer from Alex Hanneman. He says around 2.5 pounds, so that's the one I use for my daily driver. I've got 1 or 2 that I've made 1.5 pounds, and I don't know. I just go to the one that Alex sent me, and it's a good hammer, and it works every time, better than I can. So, but anyway, I thought I'd just jump in here and do this and let you know that eventually I will come back to and maybe start doing a little more in the shop and start doing and heating and beating a little bit more and get a few things done. I do a little bit of, I've been doing a little bit of yard art stuff with the horseshoes that I get, so I don't have too often much to do with with hammering on them too often much. Them I can do left-handed, because I got a farrier's anvil too, so it's made for horseshoes, and it'll open them up just fine for me to do what I need. And then I made a knife vise right here out of pipe while I was bored and couldn't do a whole lot. And it was warm outside one day, and in the wintertime, so I come out and I started making on this thing. So I have it, and I'll show it to you right here. Forgive me for making you sick or having to look at this ugly mug of mine. But anyway, here it is. It's a pipe within a pipe. I got this here, and I countersunk both ends of this in this piece of steel right here. I done it from my backside, drilled a hole in it, turned these bolts down, stuck them through there with it, and the holes drilled in them. And I've got another copper washer down in there underneath it, and it's got that pin on, got a Carter key in there, and then on top of that it's got this right here glued on there, this piece of leather, big heavyweight leather, and behind that leather is a piece of piece of brass set that I scooped out to set flush in there. And then I put these other little liners against. Anytime I'm sticking the blade in there or whatever, I'm going to do that. And once in a while I make them cut new ones, so they'd be good and clean. And then this right here is the bottom one. Here's a piece of leather, then steel. And to take the round out of it, I put a couple of pieces right there and then shaped them on the grinder. Let's see if I can turn it right there. I've got stuff stuck all over it, so that's where I hold that. See? That, loosen that one up and it'll turn. You go all the way around. There's nothing in it that'll hold it. And then, yeah, and then this bolt right here turns, makes it turn, spin. So, yeah. On that plate, I don't have anything other than that to hold it down. You know, there's no, I'm not, you know, doing anything funny in there, because I can just loosen it up and it'll come up. And I was gonna, the pipe's really not deep enough. I was gonna put groove around it and then fix the end of this, grind the end of that bolt round in the same way I was going to do that one. And I thought, nah, it'd be fine. I just kind of put a little point on this one and this one right here, so they'd kind of just dig in a little bit. And I try not to over tighten too awful much. And so it should, hopefully it'll last me from now on. I need to make another mount where I can mount it right here and turn it vertical, so I can do a pass through, so I can work on, you know, if I'm doing something on the handle right there, a big long knife with a big handle, I can see it right there in front of me, and I can turn it around the other way, you know, just like this one does. But I kind of like having my leg room right there, so I hadn't done that yet. So yeah, this place, it's been so long since I've done anything in here, and it was a catch-all for everything. Oh yeah, you know, I got chickens and everything out there running around. So if the coyotes don't get them, I hadn't caught another one since I caught that one. That's it. Yes, and it's a nasty, messy desk. I am very cluttery. I need to get that redone, but whatever with that. That's just the way it is for me. So I didn't feel like setting up a tripod. I stuck it in my sandpaper holder. I got a bunch of that, and I cut it up, and you know, I just do what I can, what I feel like. Right now I don't feel like hand sanding anymore, so I'm fixing to go in the house, take me a bath, and then get ready to go to lodge tonight. We're having some brothers from another lodge come up. The whole lodge is coming, so we're going to combine it, so see what it does, see how long we are. I hope not long. But anyway, just an update and kind of a shop. Like I said, if you want a knife from me, all my contacts on my about page, and you got an email, phone number, everything there. So just get a hold of me and let me know if you want something like that, or if you just send me comments and tell me that you'd like to see more of my stuff, so you might be able to pick and choose if you wanted one of them. And so, you know, hey, that's what I make them for. That and so I don't sit around and play with my toes all the time. So anyway, well, thank you for watching. Like, sharing, and subscribe if you're not, and everything. And maybe I'll get back to posting videos regularly when I can start doing a little bit better and not have the dropping fits that I have. So anyway, till next time, it's Bobby Shields saying, God bless.